Hello YouTube, it's Team Endgame here, bringing you a deck profile on the Ahsha Bloom deck for Neo Nectar, using some of the new stuff from GBT06. Is it 6? Yes. So without further ado, let's get straight into it, as people have requested for it. So, your main grade 3 is going to be Ahsha, because she's the stride break, and all the cards revolve around having an Ahsha Vanguard, so you have to ride her. Skill is stride break, count +1 when you stride over it. Choose one of your rear guards that's already on the field and search for a card with the same name, call it to rear guard and give it 2k. Bloody hard to use. I honestly hate having to ride her because I rarely have a field come grade 3 ride / stride.
Depends what deck you're against. Right.
Well, even then I don't have the draw power or the hand power to get the field.
I think you've put something in there to help that. I think.
Most of this deck's GB is the problem. So anyway, yeah, she's your Ahsha card. GB2 you never really use, so during hang on.
GB2 I never use it.
GB2, every unit on your field gets, if you have a unit with the same name as this card, they get 5k. No, this unit gets 5k.
I'm gonna say you should use your GB2 more.
Yeah, okay. So basically, if I have a copy of 2 units, they'll both go up by 5k. If you only have 1 unit, they won't get 5k. Cool, got that? So now Ahsha Heart's all you're really using it for at the end of the day. So your second grade 3 is Cornflower Flower Maiden Ines, which is the triple rare from set 6. She has Bloom. Bloom is the new mechanic. So the generic way Bloom works is if this card already exists on the field and then you call another one, then this one activates Bloom, and then whatever the skill is on the card activates. So her skill is GB1.
So the one you call gets Bloom or what's already on the field?
The one that's already on the field gets Bloom.
Okay, right.
So when another Cornflower Maiden is placed on the rear guard, this skill activates. Choose up to 5 in this on the rear guard, and they will get, at the end of the turn, you can pay the cost, which is putting this unit to the bottom of the deck. If you do, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and search for a Bloom card, reveal it to your opponent, put it to your hand. So it's just a 1-for-1, but it's the fact it can turn a grade 3 into, oh, I don't know, a perfect guard, which is very nice late game, and the fact they're 11, you can use the stand triggers in the deck to get extra attack off as well, because they're hitting decent numbers. I'm going to try and make some room for every card on here. And the second skill, which I completely went over, is if you place it on the Vanguard, you can Cat Blast, Soul Blast, look at top 5 for a Bloom, so she's a good backup grade, which is what Neo Nectar were missing in my opinion. Moving on to grade 2s, I'll start with the best card of the set, which is Green Shot Elf. So grade 2 9k, has Bloom, like Bloom. GB1, when your other Green Shot Elf is placed on the rear guard, choose up to 5 Green Shot Elves and they get 2k and boost, which is stupid. Absolutely stupid, because the numbers are just insane. Which combos well with the new double rare grade 2 from set 6, which is Ideal Maiden Folia. So, a skill Mike absolutely hates is GB1, when it would be placed on the rear guard.
It's just annoying. It's kind of, oh, yeah, this card mechanic wouldn't make sense unless we break the game and create a new rule for it.
So, as it would be placed on the rear guard at GB2, choose a unit you already have on the field, as long as you have basically an Ahsha Vanguard. It says Ranunculus, but it's pretty much just Ahsha. This unit is regarded the same name as the chosen unit, so it goes really well with Green Shot Elf. As you place it, it becomes the second Green Shot Elf, activating Green Shot Elf's ability. It has a second skill at GB1. At the start of your beginning of your main phase, if you have a Ranunculus Vanguard, you can choose one card with the same name as this card from your drop zone, put it to the top of your deck, and then return this to your hand, and then shuffle. So the point is, it should be classed as another card, so like Green Shot Elf. So if someone's attacked it at the front, you send that back, and then you bring the Fourier back to your hand.
You're going to drive check one though.
Huh?
You're going to drive check one though.
Drive check?
You said you put it to the top of your deck.
Yeah, and then you shuffle.
No, you didn't say that bit.
I did say shuffle. I'm pretty sure I said shuffle. But the point is it refills your deck with Green Shot Elves, so you can then stride, and then you can bring stuff back, and bring all the Green Shot Elves out, because that is pretty much the way the deck works. And the last 3 grade 2s are Maiden of Flower Screen, so...
You're boosting grade 2s, I'm surprised you're not running like 12.
Yeah, it's fair, I could.
Right. I was hoping for a bit of a... I am running 11 because of this.
Right, look. Bloom came out, made the deck. I was like, this is fun, and I've yet to actually kind of tweak it.
Downgrade your
Yet to actually tweak it. Anyway, so Maiden Flower Screen skill, for those who don't know, it is choose a normal unit from your drop zone, put it to the top of your deck, and then this card will be treated as the same name as a card. So again, you can just... It's a bit slower than Furia, because Furia activates when you call it, but as long as that's on the field, you can send a card back and it'll become Green Shot Elf for the turn. Then you can play a new Green Shot Elf, and that will get the skill as the 2k and the boost and stuff. It's a bit naff. Grade 1s is the new Perfect Guard, Cherry Blossom Blizzard Maiden Lilga. So the reason you use this one is because it has Bloom, so it is searchable through all the Bloom skills. Like the G Perfect Guards, it is only Vanguard that it will guard, you can't use it on the rear guard. But at GB1, when your other Cherry Blossom Blizzard Maiden Lilga is placed on the rear guard, it activates Bloom. You can count +1 and choose up to 5 of them and return them to your hand. So if you, for whatever reason, you call one, you can bounce them all back, which is quite nice, but I don't think I've ever actually called one yet. Next grade 1 is Padmini, your Stride Assist card for Ahsha. So if you can drop this, reveal Ines, get Ahsha, because you really do need Ahsha as your heart. I wouldn't advise trying to ride Ines, but it's just as nice as a backup. So yeah, basically Strides is a grade 3, blah 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 blah. Another new grade 1, Pure Maiden Katarina. Again, has Bloom, so adds to the Bloom to be able to search with card effects like Ines. Activates when another of this card is placed on the rear guard. If you have a Ranunculus Vanguard, choose up to 5. Katarina's on the rear guard and they get 4k. So, not as good as Green Shot Elf in my opinion, because I guess it is. They basically become 11, but you can't intercept and stuff, but I like it. I just pretty much use it because it's Bloom. And for the last 2, it is Pia. So, if you have a Ranunculus Vanguard, you can choose up to 2 cards, normal units from your drop zone, put them to the top of the deck. Choose one of your units, and you can choose up to 4 units with the same name, and they get 3k. So again, it's very good if you say have this behind the Vanguard. Pick your 4 Green Shot Elves if you've got sitting on the field, and they get another 3k each, which is kind of insane. Moving on to triggers, use 4 Milis, which is the Intersoul, draw a card, give 5k to your Vanguard. When you're... That's going to hit off the screen now, isn't it? Oh.
When you're specific Vanguard attack, yeah.
Yeah, when your Ahsha Vanguard attacks. So let's put you over here, I guess.
It's fine, people just skip to this point and see the picture. That's what I do.
You got 4 Cosmo Pixie Elizabeth, which is the new stand trigger, because it has Bloom. So when another of this is placed on the rear guard, choose up to 5 of this card, they get an Act skill. So choose a normal unit from your drop zone. If you choose a card, you can choose up to 4 cards of the same name as that card that you chose in the drop zone, return to the deck, so it affects all the cards in the drop zone, sends them back. Then you return this back to the drop zone, return this back to the deck as well and draw a card. So 1-for-1s and sets up your deck with cards to search for, like Green Shot Elf, because, yeah. I've actually yet to use it in terms of its skill, but it's mainly there again because Bloom and you can search and it adds guards, and stand triggers are pretty good in this deck because you can hit ridiculously high numbers. I am going to actually cover you up because it's going to run out of room otherwise. So I'm going to go to just the 4 heal now because that's standard. I'm currently running 4 Maiden of Daybreak. So this was one from the trial deck. You can put it to the top of the deck at GB1 when it's placed on the rear guard to choose up to 2 of your units with the same name and they get 5k. Now, leaving this one till last because it's the only one I'm technically toying with. So as you can see at the moment I've got 8 stand, 4 crit. I'm tempted to change that to another crit and make it 8 crit, 4 stand. But that's the only thing I'm considering changing at the moment. And then your 4-runner, which I completely missed off, is GB1. If you have an Upless Vanguard, put it into the soul, which is Great or Greater, set your deck for the same name, call it to rear guard, and at the end of the turn, return to your hand. So it's very nice with, again, Green Shot Elf or Furia, because you can... Actually, no, it's not good with Furia, because Furia is pretty much never Furia on the field, unless you called it a grade 2.
This is what I mentioned earlier. I thought you were going to run 2 starters, because I thought the idea was if you don't have a field, then the starters should still be there.
I have tried that in previous decks, but in all honesty, the amount of times I bloody draw the card, it just annoys me, so I just thought, screw it, we'll try and drop a field before grade 2, a grade 3 ride even. So that's a generic deck. It pretty much revolves around having Ahsha as a Vanguard, getting your green shot elves and Furias to count as green shot elves, and having at least a 22 boosted column before stride. And in terms of strides,
where did you drop out?
There's bugger all drop out.
Okay, so it's not going to win against retirement decks, so any kind of...
Well, that's just it. It's a GB deck, so if I'm against a retirement deck, I'm not really dropping much at early game anyway. So unless they go, I don't ride, I sit on grade 2, like some people.
It's the meta, Shep.
I know, meta you. So, because once you hit stride in GB1, it becomes insane because you can just fill your field with green shot elves, and Furias become green shot elves, and main flower screens become green shot elves. You get 22 boosts, then you use your strides, which consist of 4 Dream Spinning Ranunculus Ahsha. So this is generally your first stride, even though you won't get the secondary skill. So its skill is act once per turn, flip a copy of this up, so it'll be GB2 from the get-go, not that it really matters. Until the end of the turn, this gets another act skill, which is once per turn, choose one of your rear guards, and if you have 2 or more rear guards with the same name, all units in the front row get 5k. So if you have a field out before striding, you will copy the unit, and therefore you will have your 2 units to use the skill and get 5k. Then if you have 2 face-up cards in your G-zone, which you won't on your first stride, you'll get to call a unit. But notice that the 5k skill is an act, so if you activate this skill first at GB2, you can then choose the unit and copy it, and then you can activate the act to give you front row 5k, so it's really good. I'm going to put those there. That's usually your first stride, because your second stride will be Ranunculus Inglorious Bloom Ahsha, which is the GR from the last set. So at GB2, if you have a Ranunculus Hearts, you can counterblast and soul blast, and then flip the card in your G-zone face up. Doesn't have to be itself. Choose a unit, and then search a copy of the cards, call it to rear guards. Choose up to 4 units with the same name as that unit, and they all get 5k for each Ahsha face up in your G-zone. So with that one being your first stride, you'll have 2 in the G-zone by the time you hit this, which then means that each copy of the card will get 10k. So if you had a column of green shot elves at 22, it's now 42, which is stupid. And its last one, which I always forget about, if you have a unit with the same name as this unit on your rear guard, it gets a K. Which actually you can do even if you don't have a Ahsha Heart, which is quite amusing. Or the Ranunculus Heart, sorry. If you have a Ranunculus Heart, you do the search and get the power and stuff. But you can technically get the crit if you have NS as your Vanguard. But she gets the crit if you have a copy of your Vanguard on the rear guard. Again, quite nice. Tempted to up it to 4 maybe, but at the moment I've got 2 Jingle Flowers in there, just in case I don't have the Ahsha Heart and I can use it within this instead. So, technically GB2, if the number of face-up cards in your G-zone is 2 or more, you can choose one of your units to the end of the turn. It gets, during your turn, all units get 2k for each of this unit, obviously by flipping itself. So again, going back to green shot elf, if you have 4 of those on the field, pick green shot elf. Oh look, I've got 4 of these, so each of my units get 8k each. So it's pretty dumb. But I rarely go into it. It's mainly Ahsha into, Dream Spinning Ahsha into Glorious Bloom Ahsha. But that's pretty much the deck. As I said, the only thing I'd really change is maybe the Daybreak, but I'm still not sure if I want to keep it as it is or put in an extra crit, maybe even some draws. But I've pretty much put I have put every bloom in here, so that's the only bloom at grade 3, that's the only bloom at grade 2. The Perfect Guards and the grade 1 are the only blooms at grade 1, and the Stand Trigger is the only bloom at grade 0. Just to max out the searching capabilities of NS if you ride her or use her GB1 skill. But that's pretty much the deck, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. I know some people requested this. Probably going to do some more brick takedowns in the future. And yeah, other than that, we'll see you guys later.